All right, let's talk about a piece of grammar that can be, a little bit tricky for just about everyone, the present perfect. But don't you worry, because by the end of this, you're going to have a super clear idea of how and when to use it. I promise. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the answer is probably yes at some point. And hey, you are so not alone. It's one of the most common hangups, but today we're going to sort this out for good. So the very first thing we need to get our heads around is the main idea behind the present perfect. And the best way to do that, I want you to picture it as a kind of bridge. And this right here is the whole secret. The present perfect is all about connecting something that happened in the past to what's happening right now. It isn't just about yesterday, it's about how yesterday affects today. Seriously, if you can just lock in this one idea, you've pretty much cracked the code for the entire tense. Okay, so let's dive in. Now that we have this bridge to the present idea in our minds, let's see how it actually works. We're going to break it down into 5 specific situations where you're going to want to use this tense. That's right, just 5. That's it. When you see it laid out like this, it feels a lot more manageable, doesn't it? Let's walk through them one by one. First up, actions that started in the past but are still going on in the present. Think about it. They have lived in that house for years. The action of living there started in the past, and guess what? It's still true today. That's a perfect bridge from the past to now. Okay, our second use is for actions that happen inside what we call an unfinished time period. So take the example, it has rained a lot this year. The raining happened in the past, sure, but the time period, this year, is still going on. The year isn't over yet, so the door is still open for more rain. See that connection? And that leads us right to use number 3, a past action with a very clear result in the present. So, in the past, someone ate a big meal. The result right now is that they're full. So if you offered them a cookie, they might say, "Oh, no thanks, I've already eaten." The past action directly explains their present feeling. Use number 4 is a big one, talking about life experiences. Now with this one, the specific time it happened doesn't really matter. What matters is the experience itself. So we can say things like, she has traveled a lot, or she has never been to Delhi. We're just talking about the collection of experiences in her whole life, up until this very moment. And our 5th and final use is for things that happened in the very recent past. The magic word here is almost always just. For example, the kettle has just boiled. The action of boiling is over, but it happened a moment ago, and the result, hot water, is very important right now. So, fancy a cup of tea? Great. So now we know when to use it. Let's get into the how. And don't worry, this part's even easier. We're just going to look at the formula for making positive and negative sentences. It all starts with this simple little formula here. You've got your subject, then you use have or has, and then you pop the past participle of the main verb on the end. That's it. That's the blueprint for the whole thing. On this slide, you can see how we build both positive and negative sentences. For the negative, you just add not. And this is really important, look at those contractions. I've, he's, haven't, hasn't. This is how people actually speak, so getting comfortable with these is going to make you sound so much more natural. All right, we are on the home stretch. We've got statements down. Now let's nail how to ask questions. Asking a simple yes or no question is ridiculously easy. You literally just take a statement, like she has driven a car, and you flip the first 2 words. That's it. It becomes, has she driven a car? A simple little swap. And here is a fantastic little tip. Remember, use number 4, life experiences? Well, a really natural way to ask about them is to just add the word ever. Asking something like, have you ever been to New Zealand? Is the perfect way to start that kind of conversation. And what if you want more details? Even easier. You just take that yes/no question we just made and stick a question word, like who, where, or why, right at the very beginning. For instance, where has she driven the car? Simple as that. So there we have it. We've covered the why, the when, and the how. Now it's time to think about how all this connects back to you. So the most important point, the one thing I really want you to take away from all this is right here. The present perfect is the bridge. It's the tense we use to show a clear connection between something in the past and the reality of the present moment. That is its whole job. And to wrap it all up, I have a question for you. Think about it for a second. What is one new thing that you have learned in the last 5 minutes? See? You just used it. The learning happened in the immediate past, but the knowledge now has a direct connection to your present understanding. Thanks for joining me.